Well, good morning, guys, and welcome to the show. Fernando?
Welcome to the show, guys.
Today we have an unboxing for you that I am really excited about. We have the world famous, most amazing, I'm going a little overboard, I know, but that is just what we have here. These are the JBL by Harman ARENA X line of speakers. These things are next level incredible. And for those of you that may have never heard of these before, we have an award-winning example of one of the most amazing installs I've ever seen.
This is Nathan Buriano Suzuki. He took first place at the SQology Lone Star Shootout 2022.
What an amazing install for sure, and I hope one day to have the pleasure of sitting in it and just being blown away by these speakers. But without further ado, let's open this box up and see what we have and learn some really cool stuff about these speakers. As you can see, this is a big box. We'll do the iPhone test, 13 Max, and as you can see, it's for once, it's very small. As I say, you always want to do a box check and see if there's any valuable information on the box itself. And these just say ARENA X. It's got this awesome picture of the tweeter. If you turn it on the side, straight gold JBL, very tiny. We have some information on the tweeter, a little bit of information on the 3.5, and a little bit of information on the 6.5. We're gonna cover all that at the individual drivers. If you ever get the pleasure of just touching this enclosure, all these little dots that you see here, they're actually raised, so you can, it's almost like a braille type feel. You can feel these, and they're all along the side of the box here. Definitely the box is made to impress. Opening it up, here's where the inside of the box gets interesting. The lid itself has a ton of information on the top of it. There's a high-res audio certification logo right here. Their CES award is located on this side, and the red dot winner 2021. And this is where they kind of break down what the speaker is made of. Explains the history of it. ARENA X is our 75th anniversary flagship automotive loudspeaker and is the recipient of the 2021 CES Innovation Award. It is a three-way system designed to be part of an active DSP system. The attractive magnetic grills and innovative mounting rings allow for seamless integration installation with no visible fasteners. It goes on to say JBL has long been the go-to brand professionals use for recording, performing, and installed sound. The JBL ARENA X is JBL's expression of the perfect three-way component system for in-vehicle applications. Virtually every component was engineered to deliver the finest detail, the highest level of performance to provide the listener with a truly immersive audio experience. Drop the mic for sure. Congratulations! This is the little 75th anniversary logo. You've just purchased ARENA X 75th year in the making. You only live once, live it with great sound. JBL. I have to say, every time we do one of these unboxings, I love the box. I love to see how the box is made. I love to just see how the presentation is put together. Sometimes you'll just get a speaker, you pull it out, and it's like they didn't even care about the box. And I get it, because the box typically ends up on the floor, it goes in the trash. But when a manufacturer takes the time and engineers and does all the work, it's just something in your hands that just, oh my gosh, you know, it just makes you feel special. And this box is just making you feel special. This little piece here comes off, and with that, the foam will come out. And as you see, they've laser cut the foam. And then on the top here is velour. It's velvety goodness. Before digging into the speakers, there is an envelope located right here in the back. And it's almost like one of those things you get at like the Emmys. Has a cool little tongue here. And inside we find the owner's manual. There's some of the logos that we've seen on the top of the box itself. The congratulation that they had on the top is also in here. Talk about opening the box and removing what's in the box, how to properly mount the speakers and the doors, and then some more specifications on the speakers themselves, how to connect them up to amplifiers, and then physical sizes of the drivers themselves. Naturally, we want to dig deep into this and see what is hiding deep down inside of the box itself. To do do that, carefully remove the speakers. This top piece of foam comes out, and underneath we'll find our second set of speakers. This piece of foam comes out, and underneath we find a bunch of mounting hardware. And of course a bag of silicone. This is an adapter to mount the tweeter. Tweeter goes in flush inside of it. This will of course help you build whatever mounting system you want for the tweeter. If that's not enough, pull this piece of foam out here. We have this cool metal bracket that is designed to help you make your mount for the tweeter also. Tweeter will go into here like this, and then you can bend these tabs onto whatever structure you're wanting. They also give you 2 bags of foam and several bags of screws and mounts. Fernando's been thumbing through the instruction manual in case I've missed anything, and he's come up with something interesting.
One of the things that caught my attention, they recommend you the size of wire for each driver. For the tweeter is 16 gauge to 14 gauge. The mid-range and the woofer, they recommended 14 to 12 gauge. And of course, if you have a longer runs, use a bigger wire.
Now that we've dug deep into the treasure chest here, let's take a look at the individual drivers themselves, starting out with this bad boy here, the tweeter. This is a 1-inch edge-driven pure beryllium dome tweeter. Beryllium offers 4 times the stiffness and 3 times more dampening than more commonly used aluminum and titanium diaphragms, delivering extended high-frequency performance out to 40,000 hertz. This benefits the listener by virtually eliminating all the harshness in the audio band, delivering a smooth, precise, and detailed performance even at high output levels. Looking at the back side, you can see all the structure that went into making the mount for this. This is a very rigid mount. You're just not going to set this on your dash. Terminal on one side and a terminal on the other side. And they're of course different sizes, one negative, one positive. I love it when people do that. Sometimes on a tweeter for some reason they don't. I like how they've done that on this. Mounting depth for the tweeter, if we're looking at the edge here to the bottom of the magnet, is 1 1/8 inch. The power handling for the tweeter, because this is a made to be active system, is 50 watts. The frequency response is from 1 kilohertz up to 40,000 kilohertz. There's 96 dBs of efficiency, as well as this is a 4 ohm speaker. It has a textured feeling to it. You can see the bridge that covers the beryllium tweeter. Don't want to touch it. JBL logo ghosted here in the bottom, beryllium logo ghosted here in the top. This is a ceramic coated cast aluminum acoustic lens waveguide engineered to seamlessly integrate with the reactivity of the companion mid-range driver. Speaking of the companion mid-range driver, let's take a look at that. This is one of those things where it's all, they're going for it, man. There's nothing to stop them from making the coolest speaker in the world. This is done with magnets. So this just pops right on there, and what you're not seeing is that if I put it on wrong, it will actually lock into place. So yep, there you go. This piece here is, so once you've screwed these into place, you can set this over the top to hide the screws so you don't have to see it, and then this can go over the top just like that. It has a clear coat over it right now, and of course double-sided tape. That is pretty awesome, let's be honest. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. The grill, as you saw, has that ghosted in JBL logo here, and that is done with not paint, but a small piece of vinyl that is inside. And then each one of these holes is a little triangle mimicking the triangle of the JBL logo. And then that same vinyl is inset into the JBL logo here. Moving on to the mid-range, let's take a closer look at it. I mean, it's just shiny goodness. There's no question about it. Where the screws go in, it is beveled. Flipping over to the back, cast aluminum. I love the orange. I love any time you can add contrast. I know it does nothing for sound, but damn, it looks sexy. Orange being JBL's color, I feel like they had to put it in here somewhere. This is a carbon fiber composite cone mid-range. The ultra high rigid carbon fiber dust cap and cone body minimize unwanted cone flex. As you can see, there's not a lot of cone here. This dust cap has to be rigid, ensuring smooth frequency response. The surround is made out of a rubber. Now, just like like the tweeter, this has a 50-watt power handling. Frequency response for this is 200 to 6,000 with an 87 dBs of efficiency. And there again, this is a 4-ohm speaker. This doesn't have the speaker leads like you saw on the tweeter. This actually has Phillips head screws located here and here, and you're going to use ferrules into the bottom of the speaker. As you can see, this goes all the way out to the edge here, so when you're mounting this in, you don't want wire sticking off to the side. It is clearly marked positive and negative. As far as mounting depth goes on this, we're looking at 1.5 inches deep. Let's take a look at the big dog mid-range. It has a lot of the same features that the little guy has. It uses that same magnetic grill, has the same plastic inset that is super shiny. I really like how they did that. And this speaker is all about the little things. It has the same cover that'll allow you to cover up your screw holes. As you'll notice, these screw holes are a little bit different. They are wider and they're also beveled, just like the 3.5, so that you can flush mount the screws into the driver to put your cool cover back on. Ooh, it's got a... yeah, it's like a record. It's got little ridges on it. It's pretty cool. The cone is also the same carbon fiber composite as the mid-range. If we flip it over and look at the back, that's when things start to get exciting. It's a work of art, guys. We incorporated the orange into the back, but now we have put a grill over it. The side also utilizes that same speaker mesh that JBL has used for years and years and years. When looking at the back here with the carbon, you can see through the carbon. So if you did want to install these with lights behind them, you could do that. Now, some of the specifications on this guy is double the power, which is what I like to see on a mid-bass. This has 100 watts of power handling. It has 60 to 6K frequency response. It's 91 dBs of efficient, and just like the others, it is a 4-ohm driver. And the mounting depth for the 6.5 comes in at just a tad over 2 3/4. Also, just like the mid-range, when you go to put your wires into these, it has 2 Phillips head screw down points here, and your wires are going to come from the bottom into the driver with ferrules on them to tighten them up securely. Well, there you have it, guys, the new 75th anniversary JBL ARENA X's. They are, wow, they are impressive for sure. If you're interested in finding out more about these, you can find them at jbl.com. And we'd like to thank them for allowing us to do this unboxing. And thank you to Natan for providing us with those awesome pictures of his install. Fernando, if you please.
On to the next one, guys.
You guys have a great night as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.
Bye.